All right, so I want to make a video because there has been talk in the Hodloo Telegram about what is original QFL position trading versus QFL bots. Me personally, I have made the most money using bots, but with that said, there is more money to be made with QFL position trading. So I'd like to just show the pros and the pros of each one. You know, position trading is way more powerful. You can make way more money. Whereas with bots, if you've got less time like me, where you're trying to focus on other things, or you just don't have like a decent alert system, I think that's the best time that you would consider using QFL bots. But I want to go into a couple trades. And this was right around the same time when somebody else was doing a QFL bot. And this mega drop happened. And basically a mega drop is just something out of the ordinary happens where the price will drop 35% from the wholesale line. The wholesale line is just when you see price shoot up like a rocket, and you draw a line and you say, okay, anything below that is going to be wholesale. And from there, it can go down 25, 35, sometimes even 40, 50% from this wholesale line. If you go from the top down to the bottom, so in this case, we're hitting about 0.20, okay? Half of that is going to be 10. And that's just like a really sweet place to buy, is like 50% or more from the top. That's not like a rule. It's just kind of, that's just a great place to start. So, you know, just take the first two numbers. We're at, you know, 0.20, and look, here's 10, and then you buy in right here. Now, if you're not familiar with QFL trading, QFL is really simple. There's only two rules, and that is buy reaction, boom. There's the buy reaction. That's rule number one. Look at that. There's another buy reaction. If it looks like a check mark or the letter V, that is a buy reaction, okay? Check marks are usually when the price is going up. V's are when it's going down. So you can generally draw a line right here. And then the panic dive, which is located right here, you know, it looks like a plane doing a nosedive, not like coasting down, like going downstairs. That's a grind. You want to stay away from those in QFL position trading. The rule of thumb is you want to go into the past and see what the coin has done in the past. And it's not a prediction system, it's a dynamic system, but you still want to think about it in terms of predicting where price is going to go. And once it goes outside of its general deviation, like price deviation, once it goes outside of that general area, that's where you can safely buy, and price will, quote unquote, return to the base or the wholesale line. As you can see, that has happened right here. And as it goes further down, think about it like running a business where, you know, as you start to get more wholesale prices, then you start buying more. And so at the top, you're only buying a small amount. And as it starts going down further, you can choose whether you want to double up your money every time you buy. You can buy in 5 to 10% increments or however you want to do it. But you're doubling, tripling, you know, sometimes exponentially, especially with QFL. He will exponentially buy, like, let's say he'll start with 1x, then he'll 10x what he bought before. Then, you know, from the first one, he'll like 100x, and then he'll 500x. So if it was $1 right here, then he's going to buy 10 right here, and then he's going to buy, you know, 100 right here, and then 500 down low. You see what I'm saying? With bot trading, though, it's a little bit different than that. They're buying way up in here, and they're buying maybe a set amount, like 100, and then they'll buy like another 10% down. They'll buy another 100 or maybe even 200, and then they'll buy maybe, you know, another, maybe it's 100, 100, 100, or maybe it's 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 400. You never know, right? Everybody programs their bots differently, but they usually buy above the line. And usually these lines are generated by fractals, which is this indicator right here. And the fractals are very inaccurate. They don't have a filtration system. So me personally, I'm going to show you an example of a filtration system that I recommend using for bots. But I want to show you another trade before we get into this, you know, too deep. I just want to show you that this can happen to anybody, where that same day, somewhere between April 8th and 16th, I was trading. I traded multiple coins. I highly recommend it. Never put your money into just one coin when you trade. Basically, I got stuck, and I haven't been as active with my trading, so I'm, a lot more. I just don't care as much. I'm focusing on other business areas, and I'm not even paying for bots right now. So I'm like kind of like semi-automatic trading. It's not like a manual gun. It's not like an automatic gun where it's just the robot trading. I'm kind of seeing where the robot would trade, and then I'm trading. In this case, though, same time frame. I guess it was April 12th through 13th. We had this mega drop happen, and the bot had the base about right here. And so I put these buys in, and my break even is right here. And I had one layer even further down. I was hoping to go further down, but it didn't. And as you can see, it's just been, I just left it alone. I'm like, I could have sold right here, and I could have sold right here just to break even, because cumulatively I'm up. So it doesn't matter what happens with this trade because I've got multiple trades going on. But in this case, you can see that this exact same thing happened to somebody else right around the same time. We had a mega drop happen. It's out of the ordinary. And if I could have done anything differently, I wouldn't have chosen this as my base. I would have chosen this as my base. And as you can see, look, this one's actually also at about 0.20. And so look at that, halfway down at the 10 right here, that's the best place to buy. And so, well, it was really more like almost, 22. You get the idea. So like this would have been the sweet spot. You see what I'm saying? And then I could have sold right here, and it could have come down. I could have bought more and sold some in here. And not that you want to play these are grinds. This isn't really great trading, because with QFL, it's all about the panic drop. And it just looked really good. Like it just looked like a panic drop to me. So I just didn't really care where the base was. I just kind of cumulatively bought all the coins that I was interested in. So more coins were dropping at a higher rate. And this is a good example where, you can't win them all. And so, going back to the original one, you can see that when that drop happened, a lot of them returned to the quote unquote base. That one unfortunately didn't. And those are the breaks. And if you go and watch any of my other videos, I go into detail about my trades. I'm like, hey, look, this is what happened. And, these trades worked out perfectly, like almost like it was like I was some magician that knew exactly where price was going to go. I've got other trades, not the case. And I traded them all in the same day. So here's an example of that same coin that had the errors happen. And this is with the filtration system on. I am using the ProSum Solutions QFL indicator. It is a paid indicator. They gave me like one of those affiliate codes, and I've never used it because I want people to understand that I'm using this tool and recommending it as somebody that actually uses it. So you won't find any affiliate codes to click on. You can go check out the ProSum Solutions website, and I think it's like a subscription to be able to use this indicator. But this indicator is so powerful. They're constantly updating it. Shout out to Vinny. But with that said, I want to show you this filtration system that he's got, and it's called Enable Trade Eligibility Condition. So I also created an indicator a while back. It was called like Horkup Base 13 or something. It was like 13 different QFL bases to choose from in all these different time frames, like minute time frame, hour time frame, right? Because this wholesale line is very subjective, and I made 13, so nobody had to argue which was the real base, which is the wholesale line. So if I turn this off, basically it's just gonna show you what I'm dealing with my current trade with this coin. That's where my coin is at right now. Let me turn off this green stuff. These are the bases, like green zones equal, like that's the wholesale. I like it that way over a line. I kind of like seeing the price go into the money zone. But you can see as the price went down on that bad trade, it almost went up to sell at a profit, and it barely missed it. That's going to happen with bots. If you're going to use QFL bots, then just know you want to trade across lots of coins, like 10, 15, maybe even 20 different pairs with small amounts. That way you won't get stuck. And it's great for going up. When price is going up, then you can't lose, because that's just my experience is that we're in a bullish market. And so it's not really QFL position trading, it's bot trading. But with the filtration system, that's perfect for when price is going down. And right now we're in this kind of like whiplash, whipsaw market. And so you'll still want to keep your filters on, essentially, when you're doing this. But let's turn this back on just so you can kind of see what's going on here. And I'll explain what it's doing in case you're like, I want that for myself. Like, I've already made videos on this, so like you can go and find those videos. I'm not going to go into detail. Like, I'm just keeping these videos alive so that people can understand. But I try and make the videos where I say them once and then I don't say them again, so that you can go and watch and always learn something new, not waste your time hearing the same thing over and over again. But I'm saying a little bit just to kind of like, for people that haven't seen this stuff before, I'm just kind of saying like the classic pieces of information. So you can see that if I turn this green stuff on, that it doesn't draw a base unless it's in that green zone. And so in this case, this is the green zone, and I can even filter it more, which I said I was going to show you. Like, where is it? Oh, this is my, that's just some custom Pine script that I made. Yeah, sorry, TradingView like took my indicators away because I didn't have decent descriptions. Whatever, I don't care about them. But sorry, somebody else has published that indicator. It's like X13 base or something like that. Just search QFL, you'll find it. But I basically said, here's my chart indicator data point. I selected a base that was like the third base. And then I said, eligible when the base is greater than the ProSum Solutions base. So basically ProSum Solutions is filtered and they're not gonna draw a base until it crosses, like, I'll give you an example. Here's an even deeper, more major base, you know, major wholesale line. When I select that, hopefully it'll adjust even further. No? Nothing? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So you'll just have to like freeze frame it or something. But you can see how it's selecting, wait for it. These lines are all gonna move. Okay. So these lines are moving because if you go into my indicator, sorry, it's been really sloppy. I just haven't been trading crypto since the last bull market. You can see that resolution 3 is using a 2-hour chart base, whereas resolution 4 is using a 3-hour chart base. Man, let's actually try and see if we can find some of those indicators. Let's just type in QFL. Shout out to Kula. He's been doing kind of like a free version, making his own indicators. Oh wait, those might be private. I don't know, but shout out to him. There it is. Okay, so these guys, QFL 13 bases. These are the guys that you want to use. And so if you do, you know, want to pay the subscription for the QFL bot stuff, let me just show you how I've got it set up for these bots. The only difference that I have, just going into this, let me just give you like kind of an introduction to these settings. He's had this indicator for a long time, and he initially didn't have it all tricked out like this. So I was using it one way. Then he set it up a certain way, and I just ran with the default settings right in like 2021 when the market just took off. And I was just like, let's just turn the bot on, see what happens. and the bot started trading like crazy as we're in a bullish market. I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. And so I have been, in a bullish market, these particular settings, he's changed them on the new QFL indicator, so you can't get these settings, but these were the original settings that he had, which was 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and 55. I think he had one that was like 89%, but these are like Fibonacci numbers if you want to look at these. This is like nerding out a little bit, so if you want to just like end the video here, go for it. But this is definitely like some secret sauce I'm showing you, so don't worry about any of this for the trade settings. I don't think it really matters for what I'm doing. I'm literally using the default. But the position size multiplier is 2, meaning every time that it buys more, it's going to buy twice as much. And so let me just explain what's going on with this if you've never seen this. This is like basically your own custom algorithm that you can program. So as you buy more, you see this purple line right here is zigzagging down. That's your 5% total profit line. So if I buy in right here, then this little gray line right here, that's where I break even. And it's just saying, if I bought $1, $2, $4, and $8, then it's the equivalent of buying in right here. And then everything that I sell from here up is going to be 5% profit. So this is super powerful. My only gripe with it was this whole filtration system. So what does he do? He goes in and he makes this filtration system. And for me, I'm like, now that is QFL basis. So let me take it even one step further, one step nerdier. I like that the algorithm, let's just turn on, let's just turn off the filtration system. I like that it's super squirrely and just drawing these lines because it's getting into more trades. And especially in like a bullish market, I was even going down to like 1 minute time frames. I even had it down to like 30-second time frames. And it would just draw a line and price would drop really fast. Like Doge, price was dropping like every minute. And it was just like rapid trading, all of these really great like 1 second drops. And on a slower time frame, it doesn't draw these lines like that. So it was just like reloading, and then it would panic drop, and then I would sell. It would reload again, panic drop, sell. So I made more money doing the bot trading than manually trading because I'd be asleep and I would wake up and it would just be like, boom. So that's why I'm like, I love the ProSum Solutions QFL indicator. Like, that's my testimonial for this thing. But you can set it up with like 3 commas and all that, but you have to understand that like price will drop and it goes down. And that's where the beef is with the position trading is you're trading the same markets, you're trading the same charts. Why would you not just wait for it to mega drop and make all of your profits, like putting the farm, metaphorically, all in right there. And then as it goes up, boom, you make all of this money, in these small bounces below the major wholesale line. And so that's really what it comes down to is at the end of the day, look, you can do bots, just make sure and trade like a lot of coins so that you're diversifying, just in the same way that an engine has pistons. If one goes down, like you saw in this case, this one went well, the other trades went well, and then this one didn't. Well, it's just a small amount of money. I don't care, and I've got even more weighting, because that's kind of how bots are, is just kind of a set it and forget it. So I'm just showing this to say that, both are great, but just understand the mechanics of this is that this is above the major wholesale line. This is the real wholesale line. And, if we're counting 21, then 11 is really the best place to really get some size in this case. And if I would have gotten some all in here outside of that deviation, then I could have sold right here, and I could have sold right here. There were plenty of opportunities, but since crypto is such a forgiving market, you can see it's already starting to get ready for its next price swing. And so it's not about that one is better than the other. It's just that QFL has higher odds of success. And if and when the market does like tank and go down, QFL has a way higher percentage to be successful. And so that's what this really comes down to is what odds do you want? Do you want more consistent money coming in with an occasional hiccup where you maybe could lose a substantial amount of money where you're waiting a long time? Or do you want to trade QFL position trading where you have to be more up on the market and, you know, constantly actively checking your alerts and, you know, getting good at trading where you may make some human mistakes where a robot will outpace you and beat you. So that's really what this comes down to at the end of the day for me is when I see people trading QFL bots, I'm not going to say anything and be like, that's bad, because they're actively trading a market that is volatile versus QFL where a lot of people just aren't smart enough to trade. So these bots are great. It's just for those that want to get really good at trading, then that's where you're going to see the most money, you know, when you're landing these trades. And it's exciting and it's fun. It's just a game, but there's all kinds of human mistakes that can be made. And so either one has its pros. It's just whether or not you want to, you know, pick, you know, like I said, you know, pick your poison, and hopefully at the end of the day, you will get what you're looking for. I don't know.